Today, there are more celebrity products than there has ever been. It's like the newest and best thing that you can do as a famous person is release your very own no-name alcohol or coffee brand with your face on it. But what the hell does Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson know about tequila? A huge thank you to Notion for sponsoring today's video. Now, if you are a millennial like myself, you might remember the George Foreman grill commercials that ran on TV in the early 2000s. I mean, it was a sweeter and simpler time, and that seems to have just been a teaser, a little warm-up round for the absolute onslaught of celebrity products that we are being pushed today in the 21st century. It seems like you can't log on to Instagram nowadays without seeing another Kardashian selling a detox tea that makes you crap your pants. And listen, if you just want to cut to the chase and you don't want to watch this entire video, I'm just going to give it away right here. No, Ryan Reynolds is not small batch brewing his own artisanal gin for you to buy. However, the brand Aviation Gin did make him literal millions, and Dwayne's Termana Tequila is also selling literal millions of cases annually, so I think it's pretty easy to say that the product inside these bottles is barely connected to the person that you have that parasocial relationship with. And listen, as we said off the top, celebrity endorsements have been around for a while now, but the landscape has shifted in the last decade to a whole new level. So yes, celebrity endorsed brands and celebrity merchandise has always been a thing. But back in the day, there was still an expectation of quality and trust that your favorite athlete wouldn't sell you something less than the best, right? Usually these products made sense. When Mary-Kate and Ashley released a line of girls' clothing at Walmart in the early 2000s, we all pretty much went, yeah, that makes sense. Especially since that's kind of what they're still doing today. Also big throughout the 2000s was the trend of sports stars selling athletic shoes and other related gear, with Nike as kind of like the leader of this trend. Michael Jordan had his shoes, Tiger Woods was hawking golf gear. But get this, Tiger, who has been partnered with Nike for over 27 years, just released his own athleisure brand under his own name. Everybody is doing it nowadays. So of course there have always been product launches that didn't make a lot of sense or that were straight up problematic, but the point is, we trusted them more, and for the most part, they kind of delivered. Honestly, back then things were so simple we could have never imagined today's world where we're buying alcohol from a celebrity whose experience in the alcohol industry consisted of them dancing in Magic Mike.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
So why are celebrities selling vodka and lip balm now? And more importantly, why are we buying it? Yes, team, we actually have some sponsors on the channel, which is just such a relief. So sit back and enjoy this brief ad spot. It's honestly baffling how little thought goes into these endorsements sometimes, especially as a YouTube channel that spends a ton of time planning out every single one of these videos. And fortunately, we have Notion to help us do that. Whether you are hoping to jot your thoughts down all in one place, take notes for work, or put together to-do lists, Notion is the best place to do that. We love using Notion here at Future Proof to juggle everything that we need to do to manage this channel, and honestly, it has been a great system to help keep ourselves on track. As a team, we brainstorm the ideas for each one of these videos, and we use Notion to help us organize our thoughts. It is great to be able to access these notes quickly and easily, and with Notion AI, you're able to quickly identify what action items are within your meeting notes for future reference. For example, this is really cool. I can ask, what content are we recording this week? Or what was last week's upload? We also use this feature pretty frequently to locate stuff as well, since it's really convenient to use Notion as a kind of brain dump, but it's not necessarily always easy to find what you've dumped. It's great being able to ask if we have any quotes or articles saved related to fashion, for example, and get an instant response. We genuinely love using Notion here at Future Proof, so we think that you will love it too. Join Notion for free today, and if you want to try Notion AI, you can get started for only $10 a month. There is a link down in the description for you to go and check it out. A huge thank you to Notion for working with us today on this video. First off, I think it's important to establish there's a spectrum here, of course. A lot of these products are not really even celebrity owned, but maybe they have some sort of endorsement deal, or it's partially owned, or they have shares in the company, for example. And in many cases, the product itself is just literally a repackaged version of something else that already exists. The same people who own Smirnoff own a lot of your celebrity favorites, like George Clooney's Casamigos, Ryan Reynolds' Aviation, and others. Sometimes it's hard to tell if a product is created and owned by a celebrity in the first place, or if it's just an endorsement deal. And I think that that's kind of the point, right? A recent study showed that people are more likely to choose a product that has been endorsed, or at least is associated with some sort of celebrity, over one that hasn't. So now we have brands fighting over Steph Curry more than basketball teams are. So within the spectrum of celebrity products that are available nowadays, we have sort of noticed that there are a few categories that come up again and again. Alcohol, beauty and skincare, and coffee. So I'm asking myself here, why are these things specifically being targeted? Why aren't they making, I don't know, like celebrity apple juice or something? Well, it turns out that we actually have a pretty good answer for this. If you've watched James Hoffmann's video about celebrity coffee, he breaks down the offerings into two categories: merch and brands. And listen, you should probably watch the whole thing because it's a really fascinating look into how the coffee industry works, but it reveals something that I think can be applied to pretty much every other celebrity product that you see out there today. He talks about how the coffee that you're being sold from these celebrity brands is not because they love coffee in particular, but because coffee gives them a really good source of reoccurring revenue. Rather than selling a shirt or a CD or a ticket to a movie, which is usually a one-time purchase, drinks and other consumables are things that people use habitually, leading to reoccurring money over and over again. Even the more brand-focused coffee companies that don't necessarily have like the celebrity's face on the front are built to be sold down the road to like an investor or a bigger corporation. And the whole idea is so that this thing can exist without the celebrity's direct involvement. Like it's built on purpose so that the celebrity doesn't actually have to be a part of it in any meaningful way. As proof, James Hoffmann mentions in his video that none of the celebrity coffee companies that he showed in his video actually owns a roastery. And maybe this seems obvious to you, right? But it is a theme with these kinds of products as a whole. They're never experts in the thing that they're selling. They are literally just there for the money. Most celebrities selling you vodka have never worked in a bar, and a lot of them probably wouldn't even drink their own product, especially if it's as bad as the reviews say.
God, that's dreadful. I mean, that's really dreadful.
And for the most part, they choose their products to sell based on what will make them the most money down the road. Take Aviation Gin, for example. We've come to completely associate this brand with Ryan Reynolds, right? He did a very good job associating himself with this company. But he didn't start it, he just bought it. And then he sold it a couple of years later once the hype had built up enough for it to be worth more money. He might still consider himself an ambassador. He was just banking on the fact that his fans would buy his product because he owned it. And when they did, the value of the product went up, and then he sold out. And Ryan Reynolds is not like a business mogul mastermind. He's just one of many famous people who have realized that their cachet works in this way. It's honestly kind of become the latest fashionable thing to be a celebrity that owns a lot of businesses. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns that tequila company that we mentioned off the top, right? But he's also the co-founder of an energy drink and these other companies, and he has a deal with Under Armour going on all at the same time. This is literally what his Twitter bio looks like, which I think kind of spells it out in simple enough terms, right? The Kardashian family alone could make the whole world go round with a long list of companies spanning from skincare, fashion, makeup, swimwear, supplements, cleaning products, tequila, of course, and even baby skincare, which I didn't even know was a thing that we needed to include there. And listen, you know what? Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's okay, right? Rich people want to get richer and sell some mediocre products to people who like the movies that they starred in. Okay, sure, why not? But the problem is, this isn't even the worst of these examples. We're gonna jump back to Ryan again, our friend Ryan, because his wife, famous actor in her own right, Blake Lively, just launched a new beauty brand, which is a whole other category of celebrity products that we kind of glossed over in this video because our audience is mostly men, honestly. But Blake Lively has come under some pretty intense scrutiny recently for her press tour for a film about domestic violence, in which she kind of promoted this product line, which isn't a great look, but it gets worse. She's also used this limelight moment to plug her alcohol line, Betty Booze, which, I mean, look, I don't wanna, start info dumping on you about the statistics of domestic violence and alcohol abuse, but then you add on the layer that Blake Lively has been pretty forthcoming her entire career about being sober, and things really just don't line up. It is one thing to promote a makeup line without any kind of experiences as an esthetician or whatever, but it seems like a lot of celebrities think that they can promote anything without consequences.
When will you learn that your actions have consequences?
Probably most famously is Gwyneth Paltrow and her company called Goop. This company is famous for pseudoscience products like libido supplements, biofrequency stickers, and jade vagina eggs. It's a lot to take in if you haven't heard about this. Honestly, there's enough videos on YouTube covering this thing that you could do your own deep dive. But if you want, we can ruin one of our writers' weeks for the cause.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
Let us know if you want to see a video about Goop. I don't even know if I want to know more about it, honestly. It seems like we have entered a phase where anything goes, and celebrities feel comfortable promoting dangerous products, fake products, or products that are just in extremely poor taste given their context. Seriously, there's an entire genre of YouTube video out there where people rate and review these celebrity products because they are just that common. But what's doubly frustrating about this is that these brands and the companies are just largely unnecessary. Like, for some reason, being a super famous rich actor isn't enough for you? I mean, if you're literally Iron Man making $75 million on a single movie, I don't really think that you need to be inserting yourself into industries that you have no experience in. And what's really scary is what this says about ourselves as consumers. More than ever, we're relying on manufactured trust and parasocial relationships to decide what we do with our limited but still barely existing buying power, which ironically only takes more of it away from us. This is the loop, right? We buy stuff from advertisements that sell products that would never work if it weren't for the social capital and wealth of the celebrity that's promoting it, which only encourages more celebrities to then sell their products to us, and around and around and around we go. And the reasons for this are many, but we have a few things culminating at the same time at this exact moment. Humans are social creatures, right? And nowadays we're lonelier than we've ever been. Social interactions have dwindled nearly 70% in the last 10 years alone. And not only are we chilling with the boys less, but we're also busier than ever trying to stay above the rising costs of just being alive. And on top of all of this, we're the least capable of interpreting these things than we've ever been. The stats around the lack of media literacy these days are scary. But it's not surprising given the fact that not a lot of us were ever taught how to in the first place. Our channel is proof that there is more and more manipulation happening in the business world every day to try and get us to buy more stuff that we literally don't need, and that it's working. It has never been so exhausting to simply try and live in the world today, and these celebrities have just found a wonderful way to exploit that insecurity. If you are interested in seeing more analysis from us and you want to support what we do on this channel, we have a Patreon page. I know, it's an ask right at the end of the video, but you made it all the way here, so hear me out. On that page, we post exclusive content that doesn't make it here onto this YouTube channel. We also have a podcast where we answer questions, and we do deeper dives into the subject matter that we cover on this channel. You'll also be getting early access to the videos that go live on this channel before they come out, and you'll be helping us make this content freely available for people here on YouTube. So if you did like today's video and you want to see more of them, maybe check that out, or just like and subscribe, and you'll see us every single week for another episode. Don't buy the detox tea. We'll see you in the next one.